pieces that
Okay.
a person may not. Okay.
Go ahead. We're just basically just talking.
These things are reality.
Mhm.
They're a part of my reality of life.
Okay.
Why am I not afraid to die? I got two reasons.
Mhm.
One, I know Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Mhm.
And the other one is, I've been with death so close
Mhm.
that I could shake his hand.
But you were telling me last week when we spoke, you were saying on the train to me, we were okay about Vietnam, when you were in Vietnam, how you were able to get drugs and
Oh
how
yeah.
they were supplying drugs and
We
different
got
things.
that's something we believe. We believe because Vietnam is to this day, right now,
Mhm.
that they grow poppies out there like we grow corn.
Mhm.
And the Viacom,
Mhm.
we we call them sappers.
Okay.
They would have a needle stuck in their arm,
Mhm.
a sack of heroin under their arm,
Mhm.
connected to that thing.
Mhm.
You could shoot that sucker 5, 6 times and you won't die.
But how were the drugs? How were you able to get the drugs? though? If you're in Vietnam, you're supposed to be fighting a war.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because I remember
Oh,
you said
they over they we're in one of the drug distribution points.
because I know you said you were dodging bullets and being
Yeah.
shot at in Vietnam and
Right.
stuff like that.
Have you ever seen what's the name of that picture? The one with Marlon Brando. Oh, it's about people, but my boat,
Mhm.
the same type of boat I used to ride,
Mhm.
is in that picture. They go up to what was called a DMZ, and when they get to the DMZ, they got this brother
Mhm.
that's using an M79 grenade launcher,
Okay.
and he is ripped. I
Mhm.
mean, but he is so good
Mhm.
in finding,
I'm putting the mic closer to you.
yeah, in finding a target.
Mhm.
He gets up. They're getting shot at, right?
Mhm.
He's not worried bullets flying on him, but he's high. He ain't got no worries to him. I
Right.
don't care.
Okay.
Okay. Then they say, "Hey, we got him spotted. We got him spotted."
Right.
He gets up,
Mhm.
takes his M79, loads around, clicks a shot, and goes,
Wow.
and then the shooting stops.
Okay.
Okay, that's an over exaggeration. You know, that's over exaggeration. But we learn to function
Mhm.
on the drugs.
Okay.
Most of the time, the drug of choice though was marijuana,
Mhm.
and that's what I did most of the time.
Okay.
Uh, but I knew where to get the rest of it: cocaine, heroin, all that stuff. Everything was over there. I don't know what the percentage was, but there were a number of us that came back from Vietnam hooked like mad dogs. Okay, that's one of the things they used against us. PTSD has a person that is ripe
Mhm.
for a drug addiction, mainly because, okay, you're taking away my adrenaline high.
Right.
See, in Nam, we survived on adrenaline
Right.
because as soon as you can be high as you want to be.
While you're in
And-
Vietnam, while you're out there at a war, while you're being, going through this war zone, Vietnam One or
Vietnam,
World War One. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Vietnam One, but World War One, Two, Vietnam, and all this.
Yeah.
You mean they let you be on drugs?
No.
And
I mean, they don't supply the drug, and they sent an investigator down. Matter of fact, we call them cabbage heads, but they sent a, you see CSI?
Yeah, I have one.
NCSI?
Uh-huh.
They sent one, they sent a guy from NCSI,
Mhm.
but he was an investigator. He wasn't a forensic guy,
Okay.
but he came down, this guy was a captain.
Mhm.
When he came down there, he was like, he wore the uniform of, I can't remember, third class, a chief.
Mhm.
I think it was chief.
Okay.
But that was so he could mingle with the enlisted men.
Okay.
At that time, I smoked my marijuana in a pipe.
Mhm.
I'd load my pipe up, and I'd walk all over the base with my pipe,
Right.
smoking my dope. I mean, I got, in the 70s, I got so, it's not called hooked, but I used marijuana so much that I forgot what it was like to not be high.
Right.
I mean, that's every day.
Right.
I'm smoking.
Right.
And that's when I had to quit.
Right.
It's like, I read something different into everything that somebody said. Calling myself reading between the lines. I got to read. Why? I mean, I don't need, I'm not in a war zone now. My life is not threatened on every corner, but I felt like it was.
Okay.
I felt like it was. I see somebody over here that's steady, is looking at me. I walk this way, and he's looking at that way. I come back this way, he's still looking at me. I go across the street. Hey, man, is there something about me that you like? I'm not gay, so forget that.
Right.
If there's something about me you don't like, you better handle your business. Handle your business right here. Because me, I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
I'm not a part of no gang.
Right.
I'm just a man that don't like being scrutinized that way.
Right. Right.
Okay. I walked up to people. Matter of fact, I did that to a cop once. I didn't know it was a cop. And he did his shirt like this, pulled his thing back, had his badge. I said, well, you still ain't got no business watching me like that. I ain't doing nothing.
Right.
He said, man, in this neighborhood, I don't know who doing what. I know what's going on here, and I'm gonna find out who's doing what. I said, hey, I'm not the one.
Okay. Right.
I might use drugs, but I don't sell none.
Right.
I don't transport none.
Right.
And I'm gonna use my dope where I am, and when I come out, I ain't gonna have no dope on me.
Right.
I got better sense than that. He said, yeah, you look like you got better sense. So, I mean, it's just a part of the persona of a Vietnam vet. I found something in Nam that I've never been able to duplicate. It's called camaraderie. A man is willing to take a bullet for you.
Okay.
On our plaque, Vietnam Veterans Statue, guess what it says at the bottom?
What?
There is no greater love than a man who's willing to lay down his life for a friend. You know who said that?
Who?
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Okay.
He said that to his disciples just before he was crucified.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it's gonna be a little profane, so I don't know if you'll be able to use it.
Okay.
But it's our motto. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil.
Right.
Because I'm the baddest motherfucker in the valley.
Is that the true saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I heard.
That's not what's in the Bible.
No, I know it's not in the Bible, but
that's what the first part of it is. It's part of the 23rd Psalm. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and their staff, they comfort me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we just left all the rest of it out.
Okay.
Cause we had a place there called Ashall Valley.
Okay.
And we lost a lot of guys in there.
Okay.
We lost a lot of guys.
Okay.
And when you're in a place like that, it's all about attitude. The ones who are afraid to get shot or get killed, they're the ones who get killed.
Okay. The ones that are afraid to get.
Okay. If they so frightened or if fear controls their action, then they're gonna do something stupid.
Okay.
The first firefight I got in, they talked about me like a dog, cause I was in 79 man.
Okay.
And they had to make me get down.
I'm
standing straight up, bullets going everywhere, and I'm standing straight up, reloading it. I'm putting the M79 rounds all across the field. And he said, "You did a good job with blanket in the field." He said, "But fool, you're gonna get killed. Get down." Okay, but When I first got there, I got the scare of my life.
Really?
There was my bed was on the second floor, third floor. Well, I think it was 3 stories, but my bed was on the top floor. Tet was in progress, still in progress, and my bed, a big hole. And I asked somebody how I got there. He said, that's where a mortar round hit.
Wow.
And I'm laying there looking up at this big hole. This dude tells me to go up on the roof and man the 30 caliber machine gun. When I get up there, I've been there for maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Somebody shot at me.
Really?
Yeah. And I got down behind them bags and I shot a whole belt of 30 across, and right across in front of me was this big building, all glass. I tried to shoot every glass in it stuck out. I sent the whole barracks to what do they call it? To alarm. In other words, I forgot what they call it. But a manual battle station, basically. Okay, that's what Navy said. Battle station. Okay. I got reprimanded for it. But the one that reprimanded me almost got court-martialed because the dude told him, said, man, he was talking about, well, he didn't ask for permission to fire. Man, I'm not getting on no radio and asking you if I can shoot back at somebody trying to kill me. You know, y'all got life and bullshit mixed up. I'm not doing it. Every time I cacked in off my boat, you could hear my 50s talking.
Now what you mean 50s?
50 caliber machine gun.
Oh, 50 caliber.
Shells about that long.
Wow.
And the projectile is about that long.
Okay.
It'll knock a tree down.
Whoa. It will knock a tree down?
You can cut a tree in half with it.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the most, as a matter of fact, it's not, by the Geneva Convention, it's not used as a anti-personnel weapon. It's supposed to be used against tanks and shit. Okay. Now, you know what we said?
What?
I wasn't shooting him, I shooting the uniform. He just happened to be wearing it.
Wow.
That was our excuse. I mean, they knew we were using them. So why I gotta sit up here and tell a lie? You know, I just tell them, hey, you know, I saw that Viacom uniform and I saw the gun in his hand, so I just decided to shoot that uniform. He couldn't take it off fast enough. That's his problem, ain't mine.
Right.
So we got, Vietnam was a place of real dichotomy. It afforded you a lot of pleasure, if that's what you're looking for.
Right.
And also afforded you a way to die.
Right. Right.
Most people in the service, it's not about dying. It's about dying a good death. You know, that's one of my traumas.
Right.
One of my best friends got murdered by another soldier.
Okay.
And he was worried about getting killed in combat. And I think to this day, if I saw that dude killed him, I'd shoot him. I'd kill him right there. Pat was a type person that helped everybody. Pat would take his boots off and give them to somebody because they've been in the field and their shoes were wet. And one of the worst things you can do in Vietnam is not have dry socks. That's why one of the things that Blood Bought Ministry is going to do is get a bunch of socks. Nobody, unless they have been in a homeless situation, understands how precious dry socks are.